Excuse me.
Yeah.
Could you explain why you're out here today?
Well, this is all about recapturing respect that Mayor O'Brien is trying to take from us. We worked 106 years to collect respect from the citizens of the city.
106 years!
We're here to make sure we get to keep our rights that we've negotiated for. I have no idea how hard it is to sit in a chair all day for 12 hours trying to drive a bus full of angry commuters back and forth to work. I can barely keep my eyes open at the end of 12 hours, let me tell you. That is inconvenient. Inconvenient is listening to Mayor O'Brien take away rights we've negotiated 106 years to try and acquire.
106 years!
These were hard-fought, negotiated, humane conditions for employment. We are the lowest paid bus workers in all of Canada. It's ridiculous. All we want is equitable treatment.
And respect! It is about respect!
This whole thing is about respect. It's about equitable, humane treatment. The message we're receiving is through the media. They should be negotiating directly with us. O'Brien is trying to screw us over. He's trying to take our rights.
It is inhumane! Treat people like this? It is minus 52 degrees outside.
Alright, you've mentioned 106 years a few times. Were there buses around 106 years ago? What are you talking about?
Cornellier, yeah, look, transit has been around for 106 years and we've had rights we're trying to acquire all that time, and it's been about 106 years. It's been a really
At least 106 years.
A long time. No one can remember how long it's been, but it's really long. We deserve this money. It's about money. It's about respect, and we just want it after 106 years, right?
We talk about money. It is not about money. It is about scheduling. I have a family.
I have a family. No one has families like we have.
Yes. And our family is more important than inconveniencing people.
Alright, what do you guys have to say to Mayor O'Brien?
Mayor O'Brien is getting commuted to work every day in a limousine. He has no idea the struggles that we go through as the common man on the front line. Mayor O'Brien makes $150,000 a year. That's at least $30,000 more than I make every year. This is ridiculous. We want equitable treatment. Am I right?
Yes. They say how much money we make. We don't make that much money. All we make is the people who are making $100,000 plus a year, they are working their asses off. They work over 40 hours a week. I can tell you that for sure. I work 40 hours a week and I make only $80,000 a year.
The last time I made overtime, I'd worked 16 straight hours on a day off to get it. I just about fell asleep in my seat. This is hard work. It's hard labor. We deserve compensation. It's only fair.
I want to work when I want to work, and I don't think that is too much to ask.
We're asking for a chance to pick our schedules so that we can plan our work in advance. I mean, everybody else gets to plan their work 6 months in advance. Why can't we do that as well?
I noticed you're wearing a Maple Leafs hat. Are you a fan of the team?
Yeah, I'm a Leaf fan. The fact is, I'm used to a little confrontation with the people of Ottawa, and it doesn't. I'm not afraid to swear my allegiance to a hockey team not of this town. The fact is, it inspires me to come here down the line because we're struggling after 106 years to get what we want, and it gives me the kind of, I don't know, boiling blood I need to inspire me every morning.
What has Ottawa done for us?
Nothing.
What have they done for us lately?
Ottawa does nothing for us. I can barely make the payment on my SUV for the salary that they're trying to cram down our throats right now. This is a basic cost of living increase. 10% over 2 years, this is nothing. The city can afford any amount to have quality bus service.
There is a surplus. They want to give this back to the public? I don't think so. The surplus is an OC Transpo surplus, and that should be reflected in our salaries.
Yes, it's hard.
I have to walk 2 hours a day to go to work, and I'm tired of that. You should get back to work.
What I'm tired about is Mayor O'Brien trying to force his demands down our throat. That's what I'm tired about.
I don't care. It's
We're here
been,
for
what,
respect.
more than 50 days now? You should get back to work.
Why don't you keep walking to work, and I'll remember your face, so if you ever come to my bus, you are not getting on.
What?
You keep walking! I'll remember you! No one messes with OC Transpo!
Back to lawsuit, honey.
You see that?
I saw that. What was that all about? What do you think the citizens...
It's typical attitude of the city. Nobody understands us. It's not about, you know, greedy bus drivers. We're trying to maintain our standard of living. That's all this is.
The people of Ottawa do not understand our hardships. They just don't understand. All they care about is how they have to walk to work. And quite frankly, I'm sick of hearing about it. I'm sick of hearing, like, what would they do without us? We drive them to work every day, and this is 50 days? 50 days they gotta walk to work? It's about respect, people.
Door-to-door survey.
Sir, what do you have to say about the fact that nurses and police officers, essential services in this city, make considerably less than a lot of bus drivers?
Well, the fact is, their jobs at the entry level don't measure up to the degree of responsibility the bus driver does. Salaries we earn are well publicized and talked about quite a bit, but we deserve every penny of that salary. The fact is, we are at least as integral to this city as any police officer, and the degree of training requires at least 2 weeks of intensive driving training to acquire this job. There's no way that any police officer could do our job, and the salaries reflect that. It's a fact.
They don't have to deal with what we have to deal with every single day.
That's right.
The people, like, our lives are in danger. Have you ever tried driving a bus at 3 o'clock in the morning? You know what kind of drunks are on that bus? We don't have guns to protect ourselves, and you say police officers don't get paid enough?
There's so many rude people on the bus every day. Police officers don't have to deal with any kind of rudeness whatsoever. And nurses in hospitals, you're dealing with people lying in beds who are sick and need treatment. This is totally different. There's a confrontational, angry atmosphere every single day.
Guys, I understand that negotiations are going to begin again this week. Is there anything you have to say to Mr. O'Brien?
Yeah, I do. It's cold out here today, and I'm sure Mayor O'Brien realizes that from the backseat of his limousine. So I hope that he put on his lip balm. I hope he puts on his lip balm in the morning, because I want him to kiss something tomorrow morning. You see that?
What do you say to the businesses that have been affected by the strike economically over the past holiday season?
Well, the fact is, these businesses chose to locate where they did, and they knew going in it was a possibility that there could be some sort of labor strife that could interrupt their business, and they knew what they were getting into from the outset. And I don't blame our side one bit. It's their own fault for choosing to locate where they have, and if they've lost business, that's too bad, really. It's the cost of doing business. It's just the way it is.
Okay. What do you have to say about the prospect of returning to work only to face an angry mob of citizens who have been deprived of this, what they believe is an essential service, for 2 months now?
Oh, get over it. Look, the fact is, I've got nothing to worry about. Our strike position is legal and justified. It's moral and it's credited by the government. We're 100% justified in striking for our rights. As for being afraid for coming back to work, I have nothing to be afraid about. If people decide to lip off to me or be rude or give me some kind of a threat, an assault on my body, they're kicked off my bus. That's just the way it is. There's no chance that a person like that will say a word to me on the bus. We're staffed with well-trained and effective security officers who will handle any situation. I have nothing to be afraid about. In fact, I'm proud of the good work we've done over the last 2 months, standing up for rights the people have worked 100 years to maintain.
Can you tell me what the transit system was like 100 years ago?
It was complicated in those days. A lot different than it is today. There was there's no radios, for instance. Bus stops were. The fact is, it was one of those days. You know, it was cold out, and my dad used to tell me about that, and it was a lot different. You know, in the olden days.
Yeah. So you're talking like hansom cabs and horse and buggy drawn transportation?
Cabs were awfully good looking in those days. It's different. In the good old days, it was different than now, but it was tougher. It was a hard slog for most people. People don't realize how different it is today.